Welcome to the Quarter Life Funk podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Alice, and this is another short and sweet, bite-sized mini episode all about spirituality, mindset, and manifestation. Get ready to up-level in just 15 minutes. Hey guys, and welcome to another short and sweet episode for this week. As you know, I am doing a short and sweet episode every day this week to celebrate my 50th podcast episode of the Quarter Life Funk. I hope you're enjoying it. Please share this on stories, share the podcast with a friend. I'm going every day with a short mini episode in mindset, manifestation, spirituality, to really help you up level, to help you have those aha moments, and to help with your spiritual and personal development journey. So I love to see that. It will make my day. In today's episode, I want to talk about one of the most powerful tools that I use in my life, and it helps to make me really become a potent manifester. And it's weaved in my programs, what I do. It's what changed the game in my manifestation journey, and that is the power of what's called the subconscious, if you want to call it unconscious mind. And I'm going to share with you today, as much as I can within 20 minutes or less, and my 3 kind of go-to hacks. I have so many hacks. I'm always doing all these different subconscious mind work. I practice self-hypnosis every day. But I want to just give you a little bit of a flavor of some of the things that I, like my tools that I go to really help prime my subconscious mind, rewire my subconscious mind, and really create that mindset for success and help me to manifest like a pro, okay? So I'm going to start off with 2 books that I feel that you should read. I'm going to put them in the podcast notes. And the 2 books that I would love for you to dive into, and I feel are the real essentials for understanding the power of the mind and getting really motivated about it as well, is a book by Joseph Murphy called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Really great foundation about the power of the mind, some amazing case studies in there. And then the second one, which is probably one of my key favourites of all time, is The Genie Within by Harry Carpenter. It's an amazing read, so inspiring. He has so many tools to share, but he actually used the power of his subconscious mind to help him to recover from a terminal illness. Can't get my words out. And these books prompted me into the study of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, hypnotherapy, and this is what I like I said, infuse in my programs today. So I'm going to give you as much as I can about the subconscious mind. I probably won't serve it justice, but I really just want to keep these episodes short and sweet. And I'm going to start off with the fact that we have a mind, right? We have a mind, and it consists of our conscious mind, subconscious mind, and some also refer to this superconscious mind, which for me, it feels like the higher self aspect. And we are really aware of working with what's called our conscious mind. Our conscious mind is very present in the moment. It's the present awareness. It's problem solving, logical, analytical, and we like to hang out there, okay? And that's where we like to make most of, our kind of conscious choices and so forth. It's reasoning. It's what we're kind of used to doing. And then we have our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind basically runs the body, stores every memory, doing all this autopilot, and it's a lot more sensory. It's very much like really kind of dominated by emotions. And this is where it gets scary. Our subconscious mind governs, now this number fluctuates where you read it on the literature. I'm going to go for 95% or more just to be safe. It governs way over 95% or more of who we are, how we react, how we respond, emotions, behaviours, our identity, our habits, and how life is, kind of playing out for us. Where our conscious mind, which is where we're very much working with, only governs around 5%. So now it's going to get even a little bit more scary. Not scary, but a little bit like when I kind of learned this, I was like, whoa. Our subconscious mind is mainly programmed from childhood. Around the ages of 7 to 8 years old, from 0 to 7 to 8 years old, we don't really have a filter. There's no kind of doorman on the nightclub door letting in whoever in and out. There's no kind of guardsman, guard dog, whatever you want to call it. And whatever we like kind of interact with our world, whether it's from our peers, media, authority figures, our parents, even conversations that are directly not taking place in terms of us, this is quite like, the wow bit goes straight into our subconscious mind. And I talk about it in my book as like this kind of us having this collection of like cassette tapes. And I'm a true 90s kid. I used to always like record the Spice Girls off the top 40 hits illegally when I was younger, so I could listen to Spice Girls, and I used to have to press pause whenever the radio host would come back on again to announce which one was number 10 or 11. And that's how I see the subconscious mind, because what's really cool about it is that we don't have to go in there and root at all the programming that obviously needs to be changed. We can just start to rewire, and like a blank cassette tape, which I used to record the top 40 on, we can just, play over what was existing. And you'll have all these kind of, I see them in like in a dusty kind of video cabinet, and when we used to have like video players or whatever it may be, a loft, and these cassette tapes of like how to tie your shoelaces, how to drive. And then you'll have cassette tapes of beliefs that you've formed about yourself, these false beliefs that are really limiting in terms of how worthy you are, how lovable you are, like your lovable rating, whatever. You'll have not good enough tapes, you might have them. You might have tapes about money, like money doesn't grow on trees. You might have tapes from Disney, like I did, about the fact that you need a man to save you. It's crazy, okay? It's crazy how we're conditioned and programmed with all what we've kind of perceived during our childhood and even up until adolescence, when we haven't got these amazing kind of rationalization processes. A situation happens, a highly emotional event happens, words exchange, whatever, arguments, or a situation unfolds, and then we take something on about ourselves. And when you look at it as an adult, you will probably make the same kind of decision or kind of rationalization of the event. It is absolutely crazy. And like I said, I've had rapid transformational hypnotherapy before. I went back in my timeline. It's my subconscious mind like stores every memory. So I went under hypnosis and I instructed my mind to go back to the place where I had a fear of judgment. I would never do a podcast if I didn't get over this fear of judgment. And it was this moment where I was on a fairground ride. I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I was such a good kid. I was like sweet, quiet, never got in trouble. And it was the first time I ever got in trouble because I got off the ride a little bit too quick before it stopped. And as I kind of felt like everyone was judging me. I got really told off. And as an adult, it's you just probably laugh or say, "Oh God, I'm safe, cool, chill out." You know what I mean? But as a kid, I was mortified, and it stuck. And that small kind of droplet in the ocean of my life has impacted the way I perceived and felt my world. My outer world is really a reflection of my inner world. And if you think about this notion that your thoughts, feelings, emotions create your reality, this concept that, like attracts like, the fact that we have to be on a certain energetic frequency, but we don't really know what the subconscious mind is in relation to a particular manifestation goal that we want to call in terms of the energetics. What we got to work with, the subconscious mind that packs way over 95% of a punch. We have to make sure that is aligned with what we want to call in. It really is having this kind of link between us and the universe and what we want to call in order or manifest for ourselves. So I'm just going to give you some subconscious mind facts, okay? So it runs the body, stores every memory, very much an autopilot, very sensory. And what makes me can't get my head around sometimes, it's so powerful. Its capabilities are absolutely insane. But it acts like this inner 8-year-old child. You have to treat it like an 8-year-old to work with it. And I read stories about, successful people who become so successful because they work with the power of subconscious mind. We have hypnobirthing. It has pain management, subconscious mind and hypnosis is pain management. We have studies of athletes and different teams. One team did physical training, one team worked with the power of the mind, and that team won. And apparently there was even kind of an increase in muscle mass of that one particular team who just worked with the power of the mind. It is incredible. And even in the book by Harry Carpenter, they talk about setting your subconscious mind alarm clock, and you can actually work with your subconscious mind so much, even give it a name, that you can do your own alarm clock with your subconscious mind that will wake you up at a certain time each day. It's a little activity in that book. And the subconscious mind is like this inner 8-year-old. It's got all these memories, these repressed memories with unresolved negative emotions, and then it presents repressed memories for resolution to release these emotions. And when we start working with our subconscious mind, I found that I had a lot come up for me. Okay, a lot of stuff would come up for me because the subconscious mind's like, hey, you want to work with me? Let's get going. Let's get releasing these negative emotions, and let's get healing. And it does like to work with you. But remind yourself that it is like working with an 8-year-old as well. It loves like symbols, metaphors. I recently did a post about creating really effective, juicy affirmations, which are like positive statements to help rewire the subconscious mind. A quick go-to tool, really easy way to rewire. It's in my Instagram. And it just broke down. And if you go in the book club as well, and in my book as well, I've got affirmations on how to build juicy creative affirmations by using this understanding that it's like an inner 8-year-old. So your affirmations aren't crap, basically. They're really penetrable, they're really juicy, and they're going to work really well and pack a really powerful punch. The subconscious mind also does not process negatives. So if I say don't think of a blue hamster, you'll probably think of a blue hamster as I'm saying this, okay? And it controls and maintains our perceptions. It enjoys serving us. It really likes clear instructions to follow. It likes you to be literal. It takes everything personally. It just wants to serve us and do it in the most kind of efficient way possible, like the path of least resistance. So I can't wrap my head around this. Like we have to engage with it like an inner 8-year-old, but it's like a mini genius at the same time, right? So it's a bit of a mindfuck. Take that on board and just work with it from there. So I want to share with you my top go-to hacks. I'm going to give you 3. The first one is this notion that the subconscious mind is always listening, okay? It takes everything on board, takes everything personally, right? And so when I'm giving myself these negative, like self-sabotage talk, and I keep repeating it, like, it's even to the point where I've constantly said, I feel fat, I look fat, look at me in the mirror. I fed my subconscious mind this notion, and that's maybe why I've had trouble losing weight. You can start to see things how they are. And the subconscious mind is penetrated through repetition, and this is why we do affirmation work to reprogram it. We say the affirmations again and again. So if I keep saying something to myself that's negative and it's really not true, and I don't want to take it on board because I know the subconscious mind will accept that for itself and work with it, then I'm going to say something like cancel, clear, delete, or cancel, cancel, cancel. So whenever I have a shitty kind of inner bitchy critical moment, I'll just accept and honor it. I won't like brush it off. And I sometimes don't want to reach for a place of real positivity if I'm in a bit of a funk and I'm not having a great day. I just don't want to be telling myself cheesy lines that I'm not really feeling. I'll just say cancel, clear, delete. So the subconscious mind follows that instruction. Or cancel, cancel. My next go-to hack is a little bit more of not a go-to, but it's something when, again, if I don't do the cancel, clear, delete, I really find a really false belief that I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. And it comes up for me new and fresh, and it's something quite, deep about myself. I think, gosh, that's really interesting. Like I said, when you start working with subconscious mind, it'll bring stuff up for you. I see the false belief on like a blackboard or like a whiteboard for young millennials, in like Bart Simpson time when he's writing on the blackboard in the start of the program. And I want you to see that false belief, like obviously on the blackboard or whiteboard, and then imagine going to the blackboard in your mind and erasing it. Okay, and then you can always rewrite your new affirmation, which is basically the opposite of the false belief. It's your new positive statement, and say it to yourself. And then I take it a step further, and obviously I know in the support of my angels and guides is super powerful. I'm definitely in that kind of belief, and I just ask my angels or spirit guides to help me anchor that in. So that's another little, more of a strong, not a day-to-day hack, but something when something quite big comes up and you just want to deal with it then and there a little bit. And then my third go-to hack is the fact that it's best to say affirmations or visualization in the night or in the morning, because we have these brainwave states where our subconscious mind becomes more accessible or more penetrable when it's in these juicy like brainwave states, and these tend to happen in the night or the morning when we started to obviously just go to sleep or we wake up. And that's why they're quite big on morning kind of routines, because it starts to really penetrate subconscious mind more. But I'm not a morning person, so I tend to flip mine around, do only a few in the morning that don't overwhelm me, and then I'll do more of my visualization, my affirmations at night just before I go to bed. So it really helps to penetrate my subconscious mind. So they're my go-to hacks. Let me know how, if you try one, how it goes for you. I'd love to know. So we're already like 15 minutes into the episode. I promise to keep them short and sweet. I'm just going to pull some cards. I also just want to announce that I've just launched my manifestation intensive calls. Now, these used to be my super popular alchemy calls, but I've changed them up. I felt that I wanted to kind of keep those who are having the calls accountable a little bit more, because so much went into the calls, and then I wanted to see how the information was integrated, processed. So now I'm doing these calls where it's all about this one-to-one manifestation that you want to bring into your life. And what we do is we get on the call. We have 3 calls in total where we go, okay, what is it that you want to call in? Let's get super clear on that. Let's get rid of these limiting beliefs that you may have in accordance with that goal. And let's look at how we can manifest and bring that into your reality. And I also, there is also the opportunity for me to do a numerology reading as well. They were like my most popular thing early this year, which I launched. I really enjoyed doing them. They're a little bit different now. So head over to my website, and all the details. There's also a link in my bio if you feel that you'd like to do this. And I kind of feel that these are really cool in the way that you don't have to jump into a big one-to-one coaching package container of working with someone for 8 or 12 weeks. You can have like almost like dip your kind of feet into like one-to-one coaching without the kind of commitment and investment, and just see how it goes. And then when you realize, okay, I have this transformation, it's been really effective, then you feel a bit more confident to go further with one-to-one coaching and so forth. So I feel like it's really cool in that sense as well. It's like a kind of like mini one-to-one coaching experience. And if you obviously check out my alchemy call ladies in the past, they have loads of amazing things to say. I use angel cards as well. I really like to tune in. I ask for a picture of you before we do the call, just so I can tune in a little bit more as well. So I'm going to pull some cards, and this is, okay, they're all flying out. Okay, so we've got Turkey Spirit, and I'm using the Animal Spirit deck by Colette Barrow Reed. Turkey Spirit, they're falling on the floor. Give with gratitude and grace. So keep gratitude, keep doing this conscious mind loves to be rewarded, remember, enjoy serving you, and if you keep rewarding it, it will keep continuing to serve you. And then I got this and that are true, Dolphin Spirit, and I've rarely had this card, and at the moment I feel there's so much information coming to light about particular things in this world that we need to go and do our own independent research about. We need to have our own independent thought about, okay? Some things, may not be true. Some things may be true. And we are only going to form our own assessment by doing our own work, doing our own research, tuning in, and uncovering what we personally, and forming our own opinions from the work we do, and not just taking something as fact off the internet, if you know what I mean. And it's also this concept that there is duality in this world. We do have light and we do have dark. We can't experience light until we, experience some of the dark. And I feel that is pretty much coming up at the moment, is we have to sometimes go as a collective energy as well, sometimes go through this darkness to build anew, to build the light, okay? So that was very relevant. Thank you, Spirit. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, guys. I hope you vibe with the subconscious mind and ready to start working with yours. Have an amazing day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.